Hi guys, very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the video number 303, and in this video I'm going to talk about one of the another controls which we going to discuss, which is called the RefEdit control in the user forms. This is we're going to talk about the Excel VBA user forms. Right now, for those who are watching the channel for the first time, as you can see, I mean, we are on the video number 303, so we have 302 videos on Excel VBA, Access and Access VBA. And what you can do is you simply need to go to my channel and find out all these different playlists, which I'm scrolling it down, and you can see that there are different videos here, right? On almost every subject we have covered the videos. Just click on that and you would get to see all the beginner level videos, advanced level videos. Now this video, because we are going to talk about the user forms, if you have no idea, please go ahead and click on the Excel VBA user form. Now you can see here we have a very advanced intermediate level of the videos, and just go through the title and see if it is something which is really can make a sense to you, and go and watch that. However, if you are learning, if you want to learn the user forms from the very beginning, then please go ahead and start watching the videos from this part 1 to 59 video. Text box, command button, then we have the list box, combo box, and then we have the create a login page. So basically in this video I have talked about how you can create all these very useful controls: text box, command button, list box, combo box. You might have heard about them if you are somebody who is working regularly in Excel, but how to use them, you can go ahead and watch these videos, and afterwards all these different videos, click on it, and to gain more information, to gain more confidence, you can certainly watch any of them, right? So in this video now I'm going to today tell you one more user form control which is very useful actually, right? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna click on the developer tab and the Visual Basic, and this is my window, as you can see. So how you insert the user form? Well, if you have watched all those previous 3 videos, we just need to click on the insert user form. Now this actually takes you inserts the user form, and at the same time this toolbox, and I hope you're quite familiar with that, right? Because I have talked about all these things in my previous videos. This can be resized, as I always mention. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do with this. So I'm just gonna keep it like this. Now these are all the controls, different controls. If you don't see this box, maybe let's say this is how it is, right? No worries, just go to the view and click on the toolbox, and you would have this toolbox. Okay, now we have a different control: select object, label, we have text box, combo box. I have talked about them. I was just showing you this. List box is also we have covered. Check boxes I think we need to cover, but today what I want to cover in this video is another control which is very useful, guys, which is called the RefEdit, reference edit, to select the range. So what you need to do, I click here and I draw this here. All right, the way you drag it, press this mouse and right side of the mouse, or if you're working with the laptop, you know how to drag the thing. Just drag it and release it, and this is how it looks like, right? If I run this from here, this looks like a text box, but it is not. You can select any range here. As you can see, I am selecting any cell. If I select any cell, that comes with the sign of the sheet. Okay, so that means if I select like B8 to maybe D10, you will get to see this. You will get to see the sheet name and as well as the range, right? So this is how the RefEdit actually works. Now I know that it will be very unwise of me if I just stop the video right away, because we would like to definitely see the practical use of this control as well. Now to see the control of this, what I can do, I can create one button which is a command button. I have talked about this command button as well in the previous sessions. So where is my command button? I just need to find it out where it is. Combo box, we have the list box, we have the check box, option, toggle. I think this is the one. Yeah, that's the one. Command button. I insert this button here. Okay, that's it. And I don't want to rename it, but you can. I mean, if you want, go to the property and rename it. Again, please go ahead and watch the videos on these part 1, part 2, part 3. I have explained how you can rename everything, but right now I'm just going to keep it simple. Now let me right click on this and let's go to its view code. Why view code? Because I want that whenever somebody presses this button, there should be some code which should run. So I'm going to show you something, guys, here. Now see this. I want to print this address in the range A1 cell of my sheet called sheet 3, right? So range A1 value equals 2. Now you know the form can also be can be, we can use the me word to address our user form which you insert, right? So you can press me dot, or you can also press the user form name, which is in my case is user form 1 dot. It's all up to you, but as a shortcut we can use the me word as well. Now what is the control name? You remember it's RefEdit 1. So I'm going to simply say that give me the value of that RefEdit 1. Okay, now this RefEdit 1 comes from where? Let me show you. I double click here. When you select this object which you created and you go to the view and the property window, you see that this window comes property window. Okay, you can move it wherever you want, though I just want to tell you that the name which comes here, that's what exactly it is. Okay, if I'm gonna change this name, for example, I'm gonna give this name called my range box. Okay, if I do that, let's say, now come back to the code, double click here. Now you see when you press ME, you won't be able to see that RefEdit 1 dot value. Why? Because your control name is completely changed. So now what you're gonna see is the name which you have given. Okay, so I think we have given this my range box, and that's it, guys. This is what I was talking about, right? So always give it a meaningful name so that you shouldn't be confused with these by default naming conventions. For example, what if you have 3 edit ranges, 3 RefEdit you created, my RefEdit 1, RefEdit 2, RefEdit 3. While writing the code, you will be confused which RefEdit is used for which purpose, right? So better you create a good name, and that's why I just write here my name rangebox.value. Now when you're going to run this code, see what happens. Let me put the break code here. Just click here and this black dot would come. This is all about the break code. Okay, now I'm going back on my user form and I'm going to run it. You know how to run the user form, right? We click on the run, this window comes, and let's say I select the range called this one. Command button, click on the command button, and the code is going to run now. So I press F8 now. Look at this now. The value, whatever you have selected the range, it's coming in this my range box dot value, and ultimately you can display that value here. Okay, so this can be further used in many ways, guys. I mean, I can give you a lot of examples, but maybe we can do one thing. We can use a loop called for each cell in a range, right? If you know my channel, then I need not to tell you that there are a lot of awesome videos on the collection loops. Collection loops, they are the pre-built loops given by the Excel VBA, and if you want to have a mastery in the loops, you cannot actually ignore them. So go to here and check that playlist called Excel VBA loops, collection loops, actually, not just the loops, because loops is something else. These are the loops which we have created. There is a one more category which is Excel VBA collection loops. Let me check if I can find it out for you. Otherwise, please do the homework. Oh, I guess we got it. All right, so click on this, and this is what series 1, series 2, series 3. There are a lot of videos. So these are all the basic videos, the series 1, series 2, series 3. Just go ahead and see these videos. The video which I'm going to talk about right now, I'm talking about is the for each cell. That's, I think it's actually series 3. Just go ahead and watch that, right? So what I want to do, I simply want to tell you one thing. Just to give you the example, I want that if I select any range, okay, in that range, any number which is odd, I want to sum them. So we want to sum the odd values. Now, not necessarily you have to prepare the form for that. I think I have talked about this particular code also in my some earlier videos, but how you can make the use of the user form, how you can use this RefEdit control. In using that, that's what we are going to learn, because I want to tell you that when if I'm telling you about the RefEdit control, then I should be able to tell you also that where practically it is going to be used. Okay, so I click on this command button, and once you have the range here, what you need to do is you call a macro, and I am going to give that macro name called sum odd. That's it. Okay, so go to the insert, and we're going to write here a macro called sum odd. That's it. Okay, so we are going to run the collection loop, and this is how I'm going to run for each my cell in range. This is how we write the collection loop, right? I have talked about this loop so many times. I think day before yesterday also somebody asked me how to sum the bold values. If out of 100 cells you have some couple of bold cells, then how to actually do that, right? I think the subscriber name was Josna, and she written me an email, so I used the same loop there also. It's a video number, I think, guys, must be I think 299 or 298. Anyways, that's fine. So this is what we are going to do. Dim my cell as range. For each my cell in range, this is how you write the collection loop. Now in your case, what is going to be the range? That's very interesting. So in my case, the range has to be this, which is D1 to D4, right? Because here you have to write the basically that range. But the problem is this range comes with the sheet 3 sign of exclamation. Okay, so what we can do is I can here find the position of exclamation, because sheet name always comes with the, you know, it's always followed by the sign of exclamation. So we can remove that, right? So I'm just going to find the exclamation in the sheet, and this is what we will get, the position, you know, using the find. So we have the sign of exclamation on the 7th position. So now from the 7th position, I would like to, in fact from the 8th position, I would like to capture the entire value. So I write mid, go in this text, the start number is the find plus 1, because I want to start with the next character which comes after the sign of exclamation. And then how many characters I want? Well, I want 100 characters just to be keep the buffer, and there we go. Now this is what I'm going to use, and we will definitely go ahead and hide this column so that user should not be able to see that. So this is your guys final cell where you have the range. So whatever the range my user will select, you know, that would be modified using this formula, because you will always have a sign of exclamation, right? Okay, so now what we need to do is so here I'm going to declare one variable which is dim v as simply string, because it is a address. So we will write here range of A3. So this means that the v is going to have the address which is called D1 to D4. Okay, and now I'm going to put the v here. Okay, now before I write the code, I want to see that whether we are right or not. So I want to display all the values which my user will select in a range. Okay, so let us go ahead and create the button as well. Now remember guys, if you think that I'm really fast, then I'm not actually, you know, because I really like to take a lot of time when I explain the things. But I have already explained how to create the user forms, how to create the controls, what is a collection loop. So you got to first watch those videos. If you think that I'm really going very fast, right, go and watch first those beginner level videos and then come back, right? It's gonna make a lot of sense to you. Okay, so we are going to create this button, and I right click and I say assign macro. So my macro is, I haven't actually created a macro also. So here let me create the macro form show, give any name actually, and then we're gonna write here the user form, the name of my form dot show. Okay, this is how you write. So now we right click and go to the sign macro, and yes, that's the macro form underscore show. I'm gonna click here. Now let's see if we can if we click, the form would come or not, and yes, the form is coming. So let me just select this range which is D1 to D4. Remember, the moment I click on the command button here, the range would go as D1 to D4. Okay, in fact this time let me change the range. Let's keep it this one, E1 to E3, right? And from this sheet 3 sign of exclamation E1 to E3, this will be further modified, and I should see here if the formula is correct, E1 to E3. So I'm gonna run this, and there we go. You can see that we got the E1 to E3. Okay, now finally we got the error here, user defined type not defined. Okay, so this string is a wrong actually spelling mistake. It should be string. Let me put the breakcode here and run the code again so that I can explain you step by step what is happening. So we'll put the breakcode here, and there we go. All right, so I select this time, let's say this range, click OK. Expected end sub. All right, I really hate this. I'm getting so many these errors which can be avoided. End sub, I forgot to write the end sub. I don't know why. Maybe it was deleted, but that's fine. So we have basically two macros, right? And one is this and the one is this. All right, so I inserted end sub. Let me run this. Now let's have a look in the V. So what is V? V is D1 to D3. Perfect. Now we're going to use this D here for each my cell in range, which means that for each cell which belongs to this range, and the range is D1 to D3. So I have three cells, D1, D2, D3. Let's see that if we can get the message box. All right, so we got the 12. Perfect. We got the 44. Perfect. And we got the 54, guys. Very nice, right? So the code is working. So now what we need to do, instead of this message box, I want to check whether the number is odd or even, because we want to sum the odd numbers, right? So you can quickly write here one thing, that if use the function is odd, I think that's the function is odd dot, or maybe I think it comes with the class called string is odd, or maybe I think it comes with the worksheet function class. Let me check. Is odd, yes, that's the number is odd. So which number is odd? The value which we have in the my cell. If it is odd, then what would you like to do? Then I would like to plus it. So I create a variable called plus equals to plus then my cell dot value, right? Now for those who are watching the channel for the first time, or maybe they haven't watched so many videos, I must tell you the reason I have added this plus equals to plus. Well, plus is just a variable. You can write your name as well, that's fine. Okay, but people who know my channel, they know that I use this a lot. And let me first define it as integer. Now guys, actually what I'm trying to do, when the first time this in your range, if any odd number we are going to find, then this plus obviously will be empty, because when you're going to run the code, you're nowhere defining its value. So this 0 plus will make it the whatever the cell is going to be captured in that loop, the odd number. So 0 plus, let's say 3 is coming, it makes 3, and then the plus value will be 3. Now the next time when again you have another odd number, so what will happen, that 3 will be added with the new value, which would be anything, right? So that's why we are adding this plus equals to plus my cell value. Okay, so I'll show you. Let me quickly run this, and there we go. I select this, let's say these three cells, so we should be able to see the answer 15 plus yeah, only 15 I believe. Hit on command, and there we go. All right, so now what is the first value of your cell? It's 12. Because of this you have a D1 to F1. Is it odd? Yes. No, it's not odd actually, so it goes to the else. Okay, and if next, what is the next number? 15, it's odd. Yes, so you can see here this plus is already empty because we have not given it any value deliberately. It's our planning. It's 0 because of this planning, that the first time when it runs there should be no changes in the value of this 15, because 15 plus 0 will make it 15. Okay, so now the next time when this runs, this plus will use the 15 value here. Okay, and if next, what is the next value? It's 18, so again you will have else and if next, and the macro is going to finish. So maybe here you can write message box, and you can write here that value of odd numbers is, just combine it with the plus variable, right? So let me reset the code, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the breakcode from here. Let me run this quickly. There we go. So I'm going to select this. Answer should come as 0. Of course, There we go, right? Now this also you need to remove, okay, the user form I'm talking about. So we can do one thing. The moment everything finishes, we can write here unload me. That's how you write to unload the form. Okay, so now I select this and I select this entire range. Let's say I click on this, value of odd numbers is 125, so that's really working, and you see the form is gone. So I think RefEdit Control is pretty good option, right? Though you have another ways as well. You can also use the input box, but if you want to show it as a form, I think that's pretty cool, right? So if I try to add the odd numbers in this range, I think the answer should come as 15 plus 21 will make it 36, I believe. Yes, 36. So this is how, guys, you can use this RefEdit Control. And of course, as a standalone, I mean it looks like that why would somebody be, you know, needing the address, the range address. But guys, this depends, you know, it's not only the control which can do the magic, it's the other parts of, you know, the code as well, like the loop. Now you can use this loop with this RefEdit Control, and you can make pretty awesome codes, right? Your user will be so happy with this because you're giving the option to the user. They select the things and the control is, you know, to them, right? So that's it for now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will be back soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.